Yes, I'm Mrs. Coleman. What may I do for you?
I've been doing a job for Mrs. Chambers.
Well, that's right. You're the carpenter she recommended.
That's right. She says you've got some work you want done.
Yeah, I have a few little jobs around to be done.
What kind of jobs?
Well, the main job is right over here. I would like to have another display case built like these. And then after that, I have some other things. There's a door that's to the closet in the back room.
What's the problem?
The hinges, they are coming out. Well, in fact, one pulled totally out of the wood.
That's no problem. You want the rack built exactly like these?
Well, yes. What's wrong with these?
Well, they seem a little bit lightweight.
Well, that's all right. They just hold the books. I mean, they're not built for posterity.
Books are made for posterity. Well, look, I can make them any way you want them. You just give me the word.
All right. I would like for them to be very nice and pretty. Tell me, are you sure that you're capable of doing this kind of cabinet making?
Cabinet making? Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Chambers said you wanted a carpenter.
Yes, that's what I said.
In trade, I'm considered a master carpenter. I have done some cabinet making, so I can make you what you want.
I see. All right. When do you think you can start?
Well, I've got a couple of free days. Want me to start today?
You mean you could start today?
Well, I'd have to go get my tools.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Oh, wait just a moment. I'm sorry. I don't remember your name.
I didn't give it.
Oh, well, no wonder. So what is your name?
Nick Andropoulos.
Well, I don't have to guess where you're from.
Well, I don't try to hide it.
Yeah.
What were you going to ask?
I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were doing as a carpenter.
Well, everyone I've ever worked for has been satisfied, but I'll tell you what. If you don't like my work, you don't have to pay me, okay?
Heavens, I wouldn't dream of doing a thing like that.
Well, I'm not worried.
I can tell you're not.
I'll just take some measurements and stop off at the lumberyard.
Oh, yeah, well, look, let me give you money for the supply.
No. They trust me. I'll see you in a little while.
Now, Donald, where did you just come from?
I just came from the airport. I had a meeting in Chicago.
Oh, well, for heaven's sake, I'm so flattered that you dropped by here before you even stopped home or anything.
Well, I didn't have a chance to pick up a little something for Mary, so I thought of you, naturally. And what in the devil is going on back there?
I have a cabinet maker. He's making me some more bookshelves and cabinets and things, but the books are just jumping off the shelves at me and attacking me right and left. So I guess you'd like to get a good book for Mary. How about a good novel?
Yeah, I guess so. Anything distracting. Anything to take our mind off Joyce.
Of course. That woman.
I tell you, Lisa, her coming back after all of that time was like being hit with a bomb.
I can imagine. Donald, what's going to happen with her? Is Joyce going to get by with this?
I don't know. We're trying to find out something about her mental state right now.
Oh, please. That's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. She's just going to cause trouble.
Look, I know how you feel. I feel the same way. The first time I saw her, when she came back, I could have... Well, I don't know what I could have done. But then I saw how shaken she was, how lonely she was. Lisa, no matter what she's done, she's still a human being. A very troubled one.
Oh, yeah, she's trouble because she's been found out.
Look, I don't think so. I don't know whether it was the automobile accident or the psychiatry, but somehow she seems to understand herself a lot better now.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what she says to you because she's trying to play on your sympathy. Oh, Donald, she's scared to death you're going to press charges.
Lisa, I can't operate on instinct in this case. I have to be sure. My decision will affect the lives of a lot of people. It has to be the right one.
Joyce, would you like some coffee or tea while you're waiting?
No, thank you. I'm jumpy enough as it is.
I think it was a very decent thing you did, going to the police like that.
It's about time, isn't it? Shouldn't have waited. Mary, you don't know what it's like to lie all the time. Do you know that sometimes I felt like I was drowning in my own lies? Today, when I went to the police station, I told them the truth. It's right.
I think when Donald gets back, he'll be glad to.
Will he be back soon?
Yeah, anytime now.
Where's Teddy? I mean, aren't you supposed to pick him up after school?
Yeah, I usually do, but he's at his boys' club meeting. I'll get him on the way home.
Mary, wait.
What?
Teddy. What's he gonna think about me if he hears about this?
Well, look, I already explained to him about the shooting. I did that months ago.
You... What did you say to him?
I just told him that you shot Donald by mistake. You thought he was a prowler.
And after you found out that it wasn't an accident, what did you tell him then?
Nothing.
He doesn't know.
Nope.
Thank you. But now, I mean, what do we do now if there's a trial? I mean, he could hear about it from the parents of the other kids. He could hear something.
Yes, he could. But I'm not going to say anything to him unless he asks.
Mary, I want Teddy to know that I never meant to harm Donald. That is very important to me.
I'll do my best to make him understand that, but if he hears something, well, we'll just deal with that when it happens.
I don't deserve it. But I'm very grateful.
Oh, am I bothering you?
No, I just needed a catalog. Why did you think you were bothering me?
Well, I was humming.
Rue?
When I work, I forget where I am, and I hum or I sing. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. It was nice.
Well, in a bookstore, it's like a library. One should be very quiet and respectful.
Oh, no, it's all right. There's no one else here. What kind of song was that? It was kind of nice.
Oh, you liked it?
Yes.
And at home, the fishermen sang that song on Friday nights when they gathered to celebrate the week's catch. My father taught it to me.
Were you happy there in Greece?
Our home had 2 rooms. There was no built-in floor, but every day my mother swept the dirt that we used for a floor with a broom. We cooked in the open fireplace. And there was a window with no glass, but it looked out past the fields and the orange trees and the olive trees to the sea. It was very beautiful.
Do you miss it there?
Sometimes.
I really don't know too much about Greece. Oh, I do sometimes buy baklava from a store near my apartment.
Oh, is it good?
Well, I think so. But you might not. I'm sure you're an expert.
Oh, I've had some very good baklava in Oakdale. In fact, there's a very nice Greek restaurant here in Oakdale. It's called the Plaka.
There is? I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
Gosh, so am I. I thought I knew most of the good restaurants around here. I get out quite a lot.
Well, it's really a marvelous restaurant. Moussaka, dolmades. And you know why the food is so remarkable? Because I am the manager.
Oh, sure.
It's true. I'm the manager, and the food is very good. You must try it sometime. Would you hand me that sanding block, please?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Gosh, you're almost done.
Well, it goes very rapidly. I may be finished sooner than I thought.
You will?
It's in a day or two, I think. These things go very quickly.
Oh, gosh, I'm going to be sorry when you're done. I mean, it's been really nice hearing you talk.
And hearing me sing, eh? Well, that's the trick, you know. Music makes the work go faster.
You're kidding.
I wish I were. She just marched into the police station and started telling the police the whole story.
What got into her?
Well, Donald, I have my theories. Oh, by the way, yes, someone from headquarters will be here any minute. Also the assistant DA, and they want to talk to you.
Where's Joyce now?
She's in Chris's office trying to calm down, get herself together.
You think she's having second thoughts?
Well, I know she was counting on me to represent her, and I told her I would for her immediate problems, but as your partner, I couldn't represent her in the long run.
No, I don't suppose that thought ever occurred to her.
No, it didn't. It left her feeling a little defenseless.
But why did she do it? I haven't made up my mind whether or not to press charges. She knows that.
That may be exactly why. She knew you were checking her story about San Francisco, and she knows Bob was calling her psychiatrist. And all this thing about her being a changed person. She knew you and Mary questioned that. She may just be trying to bring things to a head.
Or she may just be trying to make herself look good.
I'm not sure, Donald. But there's a possibility that she may have felt that she'd gotten away with the shooting. And she wanted to face her punishment.
You really think that's it?
Donald, she may be honestly trying to make amends. The only way she knows how.
Boy, I sure wish I knew what was going on in her head. Mary still doesn't trust her, and neither does Lisa.
You know, when you have a strong hunch about someone, it's hard not to listen to it. Excuse me. Yes, Mary. Oh, they are. Oh, all right. Look, Ramirez and Sergeant Corey are here. Are you ready to talk to them?
No.
Well, Donald, we have to give them something.
Well, look, just tell them they're going to have to wait. I have to talk to Joyce first.
Will that help you decide?
It may, yes. Just, please, tell them to wait.
Look, Mary, will you have Mr. Ramirez and Sergeant Corey wait, please? And have Joyce come in here, will you? Donald is here, and he wants to talk to her. Well, I hope you're doing the right thing. Talking to Joyce. Mary isn't too happy about it.
Hello.
Hi.
Come in. It's cold outside.
Oh, it's even blowing up a breeze in the hallway there.
Mom, this is Brad Hollister. Mrs. Stewart.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Annie tells me that you're a very good midwife.
Well, I'm just the assistant to the midwife. Annie actually delivered the twins. I panicked a lot.
Oh, hardly. Oh, you know, Mom, Brad has just bought the Hughes property.
What?
Yes, that's right.
I had no idea. I didn't even know that they were thinking of selling.
Well, I guess they weren't until I made them an offer.
My goodness, they've had that land for so many years.
Brad, I think Mom's a little shaken because the Hughes property's right next to ours. I think she feels a little threatened.
I guess I just feel a little confused, but, well, tell me, Mr. Hollister, what are your plans for the property? I hope you realize that most of the land is too rocky for farmland.
Yeah, but there's some good pasture out there, and, well, ever since I was a little boy, I always dreamed of having a piece of property of my own, and, well, then I got interested in horses.
He's gonna raise quarter horses, Mom.
Well, my goodness. Well, I'm sure that you're going to do well with it, and I want to wish you good luck.
Well, thank you. You better bundle up. I don't want you to catch a death of cold between here and the car.
Yeah, I know. Is this what they call an Arctic front?
I don't know. If I was a meteorologist instead of a geologist, I guess that's what you call it.
Well, have a good time.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, it was nice to meet you, Mrs. Stewart.
Well, since we're apparently going to be neighbors of sorts, I'm glad to have met you.
Yes. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank
You
you.
ready?
Yeah. Night, Barb. Night, Mom. Thanks for the news of my wandering sister.
Bye-bye.
Night, all.
Oh, you know, Annie seems so much happier than I've seen her in so long.
I think so, too.
It's about time. Oh, I'm so glad that she's out of Doug's life at last. Yeah.
You are a constant surprise.
Are you angry with me?
No?
I knew you were thinking of pressing charges. I wanted to make it easier for you.
Well, I'm not sure you have made it easier for me, Joyce.
I know how you feel about me. I can see the distrust, the hate in your eyes. And I deserve it.
Joyce, you have to understand that I am not alone. I have to consider Mary and Teddy. They're the most important people in my life. If I were alone, perhaps things would be different.
Do you mean if you were alone, you wouldn't press the charges?
Damn it, I don't know. It's just, with things the way they are, I have to think about what's best for Teddy and Mary.
Well, why don't you just do it? Get it over with. Press the charges. I'm fine. I can take it.
I'm not so sure you can.
I am. I'm fine.
Well, you keep saying that, but I'm not so sure it's true.
You're wrong about me. All right, I'm a little nervous now. That's understandable, but I am strong.
Good.
Donald, when I was married to you and when I knew you and before that, whatever I wanted, I took. And I didn't care what it meant to anybody else. When it was Ralph Mitchell I wanted, I didn't think about you. I didn't think about you one little bit. But when Ralph wanted to tell you about us, I couldn't face that. Because I didn't want to pay for what I'd done. So I told him the story about the prowler, and I waited there with my gun, and I shot you by mistake. You could have died. Been crippled for life. Donald, I have to pay for that. Don't you see?
Sergeant Corey and Mr. Ramirez can't wait any longer.
Oh.
They want an answer now.
Nick, that's wonderful. It's exactly what I wanted.
And it looks like the others, but this is stronger, you'll see. When you put in or take out the books, it won't wobble.
Yeah, I see, because you've got a brace here.
Now, tonight I must go, but tomorrow I'll paint it and put it up for you. I'll also put the hinges on the closet door. And then I'm finished.
Well, you don't take very long at all. I really expected you to be here much longer.
Well, when I work, I work. And when I rest, I rest. But for that, nobody pays me.
That's interesting. I have a little problem in that area. It seems that when I work, I think about resting. And then when I should be resting, I'm always thinking about my work. It looks like I never relax.
Well, that's sad. You miss much enjoyment. Forgive me that I cannot work late, but I'm expected someplace else.
Oh, at that restaurant you mentioned?
Yes, that's right.
A restaurant? What restaurant?
Yes, Nick runs a restaurant called the Placa.
Oh, do you really? Well, for heaven's sake, you are busy, aren't you?
Well, that I do for pleasure.
Oh.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, and I'll see you in the morning.
Yes, for maybe half a day.
Lisa, since Nick will be here tomorrow anyway, why don't we get him to extend those other display racks we need? We're so cramped for space here.
Well, I think that's a marvelous idea. We do need some more.
Yes, and that floorboard, the one that's loose, why don't we get him to fix that too?
Uh-huh.
You did say you had some days you could give us, didn't you?
True.
Nick, is it all right? Do you have time to do a few little extra jobs like this?
Well, I'd be happy to.
Fine, then we'll see you tomorrow. Place is going to be so elegant, we're not going to recognize it.
Well, in the morning, you tell me exactly what you want.
I will.
Well, it has been a good day. Stoke hello.
Stoke hello.
That means the best to you.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, and thank you for keeping me company.
Oh, I was just talking to him while he was working.
Well, while he was working, I thought when he worked, he worked.
Well, I didn't interrupt him or anything. Just a few questions I asked him. Oh, gosh, he's left his hat here.
Oh, dear, and in this bad weather, too. I'm sure he'll get it tomorrow. Look, honey, do you have anything to do tonight? Are you going to be busy?
No, I'm afraid I'm as free as a breeze.
Oh, good, because I have a shipment out there that I really do want to put up.
I'll do it.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Why don't we take a dinner break now, and then we'll come back.
Good.
I will, actually, I'll get busy with it. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Get your coat. I will come back and I'll help you. In fact, no, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll call up Carol. I'll get her to come over here instead.
Well, you know, that's really all right. You don't have to bother Carol, and gosh, if you can't make it, it's okay. I can do this on my
Now,
own.
you are not going to come back here and do all that work by yourself, and I'm not going to let you work in the bookstore by yourself tonight. Okay? Now, I guess that's settled. That's everything ready to go now?
Yeah, oh, I gotta get...
Okay. Hat? I do with my scarf. Oh, I'm going to leave the lights on, okay?
Sure.
All right. I'm sure by tomorrow, Melinda, you will have thought up some more things for Nick to do.
Sergeant Corey and Mr. Ramirez, Donald Hughes.
How do you do, Sergeant?
Mr. Ramirez is from the district attorney's office.
How do you do?
How do you do? I think you know my boss.
Yes.
Sergeant Corey has been specifically designated to handle this case.
That's fine. Won't you sit down?
No, thank you. We're running late. We have to leave.
Mary, I think you'd better wait and listen to this.
All right, fine.
What I need to know, Mr. Hughes, is what you plan to do about Joyce Hughes. Now, we've drawn up a complaint based on the information she gave us today, but we won't book her until we've talked to you.
What's that?
Page 1 is a transcript of her confession.
Has she signed it?
No, not yet. Now, this is the complaint. All you need to do is to sign right there.
I'm afraid that I'm not ready to do that right now.
What do you mean?
Mr. Hughes, it's my understanding that Mrs. Hughes did in fact fire the pistol, knowing it was not a prowler she was firing at.
Yes, she did fire a pistol, and as a result, I was paralyzed for several months. However, the situation is a little more complicated than that.
It always is.
I've talked to her about it, and I'm in the process of trying to verify her story.
That's really our job, isn't it? To verify her story.
And mine. I don't feel justified in pressing charges until I know more about it.
Mr. Hughes, if a felony crime has been committed, we don't really need your complaint, you know. We can go ahead and charge her based on her confession.
Mr. Ramirez, that confession remains unsigned. Now, you know and I know that you can use it only as the basis for an investigation. You're going to have to find grounds for proceeding against her, and I'm not going to give you those grounds until I understand more fully why all of this happened.
I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, you say you were injured by this woman's gunfire, and she says it was no accident.
I'm sorry. I need a few more days.
Well, where do we go from here?
Mr. Hughes, let me tell you this. Unless people in this town cooperate with our department, they make it impossible for us to do our jobs.
Sergeant, I know that. I'm an attorney. And I am going to cooperate with you as soon as I find out everything I need to know. It will only be a few more days.
You're sure?
Absolutely, and then I will be in touch with you.
Well, I guess we can wait that long. Okay, John?
It's going to have to be. We'll be hearing from you then.
Right.
Thank you.
For heaven's sakes, don't thank me. I only told them the truth. I need more time.
Does that mean that you still might press charges against me?
Exactly.
Well, Donald, I'd like to know. I'd like to know now.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Well, it's very hard on me because I don't know whether I'm free or whether I'm going to prison.
Don't push me, Joyce. You're just gonna have to live with this a few days longer.
I guess I should be grateful for that. At least. Goodbye.
Mary, I'm sorry. I just couldn't go ahead with it. Not yet, anyway.